taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Hey yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk. Shit's real, we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? My boy Pat, he out, he not here. So I'm manning the ship today. I'm gonna be the captain. So, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Bodega Box in the building, Ring Gang Radio all day. Who I got banned from the Bodega? These motherfuckers talking all that, robberies. Like, listen, I'm tired of you niggas and your robberies in close fights. Y'all gotta quit with that shit. Like, please, if y'all gonna keep doing that, you're gonna have to take a break from the Bodega. You can't come in talking. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that later on. So I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what it is? It's the Florida representative is Big Shutter now. It's Shutterworth the guy, aka Go Artist. You know what it is. RingGangRadio.com in the building. Tuesday night boxing talk. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. The Go Artist goes the hardest. Pause. You know what I'm saying? We about to get into this boxing shit tonight. But before we do, I got my other man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly's conscious pilot, the West Coast Avenger, numero uno contendere. Let's get it. Ring Gang Radio. You know what it is.
Hey, our boy Conscious Pilot in the building. So, you know what I'm saying? We got
some hype today.
Yeah, he ready. You know what I'm saying? Three's the company tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, we got some shit to talk about. Of course, you already know what the computers is putin'. What they want to talk about. What they've been talking about the whole weekend. It's the Bivol Beterbiev card. Riyadh season again. So you know what it is. So before we get to the main event, we can touch on some of the cards, some of the fights on the undercard. I just want to say, but first off, you motherfuckers, like, what was the point of them fucking undercard pay-per-view? Remember, from the beginning they said, we were going to charge $15 for the undercard on the zone, and then ESPN Plus would get the main event for free. I'm like, all right, cool. So then the Shakur fight, where you were supposed to get Shakur Cordina, that shit gets canceled because of Shakur's injury. So that fight gets canceled. So we're thinking, we're not going to get, pay-per-view. That card ain't worth pay-per-view in the undercard. Well, turns out the undercard, not only is it still pay-per-view, they charge more than what they originally were going to charge it to when they had the Shakur fight on.
From 20 to what? It was 20 to what? How much was the price?
It was $20.
It was like $19.99. Yeah.
Yes, it was supposed to be. It was originally $15. They hiked it up to $20. What the fuck?
Don't forget that it went to free at one point too.
Yes, it went from 15 to free to 20. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what they was thinking with that shit. Like
the math is not mathing. Like, how does that make fucking sense?
And that card wasn't worth no damn paying for, honestly. Like, it just really wasn't. Like,
No, it
was good for a free card. It was good. It was decent for a free card.
Man, like, let's stop, bro. Decent, all right. The Sky Stevenson fight was boring as fuck.
The male Shakur, the female Shakur.
Yeah, Sky Runnerson, that shit was boring. Eubank fight was a little bit entertaining, but then it was like, yo, you can't put this nigga away, bro. Like, come on. That took a little too longer than it should. Opatea fight was okay. Fabio did his thing, but that was like so quick. And then we had like a whole hour and a half before the main event. You had a concert nobody asked for. I'm just saying, bro. Like, that shit. Yeah, that shit was good. That's a good free 99 card, nigga. But
and
$20.
And by the record, I'm sorry, another person, fucking Ben Whitaker ain't allowed in any bodega that I know. Not after that fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I forgot his fight was trash too.
I was holding out hope for him. People said, he got feather fist and because he wasn't getting knockouts, and I was like, you still got, because again, I'll tell the story real quick. I went to a Nas concert a few months ago. Shout out to one of the goats. And literally in front of me in the crowd, there was two guys before it started dude was showing randomly, I'm in Vegas, but random dude showing Ben Whitaker highlights on Instagram before it started, and I was like, that's kind of crazy to me because I'm not, I could just see him showing Ben Whitaker highlights, that the reach, like, and we were, I think me and Shutter were shouting out the reach, but you can't fumble like that. You can't fumble all the goodwill. Like, you get a lot of buzz with social media with your antics, in the ring, but you fucked up, bro.
Yeah, no, I was completely disappointed in the way that he flopped. It was disgusting. The Eubank fight, you know what? At this point, Eubank ceases to surprise me in any way. So I'm not surprised that you feel that way. He should have gotten him out of there already. It felt like we were due for early finish, and then fucking Eubank is just like just lets him off the hook. Just tease off on him a little more, and then finally the stoppage gets there. But it was like, bruh, like we could have shortened this shit 4 rounds.
But it's not the fact that he kind of like took it easy on him or took his time. He was getting cracked and buzzed like in the meanwhile. Like,
yeah, he got cracked. I mean, he dropped dude in the first round, but he got hurt late in that round too. It looked like he got hit with.
Yeah, because he got cracked hard. I was like, God damn, like, wait, bro, like. Nobody supposed to have that much energy and enthusiasm to hit you back that hard after you done dropped them the way he dropped you.
And I don't remember Zerameta ever cracking like that. So I was like,
that's what I'm saying. Thank you.
What the fuck is going on?
Where did this guy become like? When did this dude become Curtis Stevens or somebody like? Because you been reacting like that was like Lemieux hit him or some shit.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck was going on with that. But at least he got him out of there, thankfully.
Yeah. Thankfully.
So, you know what I'm saying? But I would have laughed if he did, if he really struggled more. It was like, you turning down good fights, and then you giving us bullshit fights like this. So.
Yeah, it got me thinking about that press conference when he was talking all his shit. And Frank Warren's like, speak up. fight Shiraz.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end, at least Eubank did jump him 3-4 times, did get him out of there. I mean, it took a little bit, but at least you got the jump.
But dude, he had like a Zab Judah type of performance where Zab looks like he's the second coming and beats the shit out of the guy in between getting rocked and dropped and shit. Like you can't be doing no shit like that. Like, if you're gonna look good. You can't look good and then have a round where a nigga crack you and more than once he hurt Eubank. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. It wasn't what you would want to see. I don't know if there's still any Eubank fans out there, Eubank Jr. fans out there.
Yeah.
So, but if they are, not the kind of performance you'd be excited over.
Yeah.
It's like it's a B-level performance, but it's like you shouldn't be getting buzzed like that against that opponent being that dominant.
You've been giving us B's all, your whole career, season B's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. But put it in perspective, like this was supposed to be an A+ performance, but we got like a B-.
If that. If that.
I mean, I don't want to say it was lower than a B-, but goddamn, you know what? If you want to say C+. I ain't never heard of a nigga getting a C+ with a KO.
I mean, if you look really shitty on route to the C+, on route to the KO, then maybe a C+ can be good.
Yeah. Most Wilder fights.
Yeah.
Brutal knockout.
Oh,
struggle for 7 rounds first.
Shout out to Dice in the comments today. Rob Bivol. Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, so, yeah, bro. You're going to have some explaining to do. You're going to have to sound like Larry Merchant.
We will get to that, but just a little bit more I gotta say about the undercard. Jai Opatai did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He did what he was supposed to do, get this dude out of there. Because Jack Massey, I've seen him fight before. I've seen him fight Joseph Parker. He a punching bag. He can be hit. I was like, all right, let's see if he can tee off on him enough that he can get him out of there. And the corner rightfully did a mercy stoppage. So he was getting the piss beat out of him. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jai Opatai. He did his thing.
Jai would still be looking fire if it's not against the Breedis. He'd still be looking like that dude.
Let me see the comments. Chris Brand, salute Chris Brand. They didn't rob Bivol. Close fights, not robberies. Like I said, we're going to get to that in a minute.
Thank you.
Miss 702. Hey, Ring Gang. Hey, Miss 702. Shout out to you. Always good to have you here. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. Salute to everybody in the comments. Discord boxing chat. Greetings from the UK. Oh, shout out to the UK. You know, we always fuck with the UK fans. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. And one last thing is shout out to a UK fighter, Fabio Worley, who had a great fight with Frazier Clark the first time this year. They was definitely cracking, and we all enjoyed the first one. We didn't like the results, the ending result, but you know what I'm saying? It was still a great fight, and we were anxious to see how it would play out the second time around. Well, people that thought that Fabio Worley was robbed in the first fight, he ain't leaving to the judges. That shit was over.
Amen. Amen. And honestly, he did get, because when y'all talked about the fight the first time, y'all talked more about how good it was. Not really necessarily it was a robbery, but that fight was a fucking robbery.
Well, who you thought won the first fight? I know you recently watched it. Who you thought won?
Fucking Fabio. Like, why
Shout out to my boy Fabio.
I thought Worley won it. Down the stretch, it got a little but I thought he won.
It was really close. It was really close. It was a 10-rounder, right?
I mean, it was close, but I don't feel like it could go the other way or draw close.
That was 10, right? I forgot. Can you watch it? It was a 10-rounder, right? Not 12, right? It was 10.
I thought it was 12.
It might have been 10. I don't know. Maybe it was 12.
But either way, like, the dude had a knockdown and a point deduction against him. How the fuck you get a draw with that? You know, that was crazy to me. And he was the one getting hurt most of the fight. Like,
yeah, no, I agree. I walked away from that day feeling like Fabio should have won the fight. But
and won it in a sense where it wasn't even really like a disputed type of win. Like, it was more so like, yeah, he won this kind of clearly, but close, good action fight of the year fight though.
Yeah, no, definitely. So it was shout out to him. You can't leave that in the judge's hand this time. Man, that was a brutal knockout, and it was just like so quick. It was one of those like, wait, it's like if you left to go get something in the fridge, you got back and it's like, whoa, what the fuck happened? Like, that's really one of those.
That was a vintage Mike Tyson type of KO. Like,
that is really one of those don't blink or you might miss it, because if you blinked, you missed it. So
on that nigga around, had him sleeping in the corner on his knees, like he proposing, like shit was just that was a different type of KO. Like that's the thing. Like the undercard wasn't bad. It just wasn't something that should have been marketed as pay-per-view that you have to pay for. The undercard was more like, something to watch. It had its moments, but yeah, like, come on. Y'all had it right the first time, or the second time when y'all was talking about it being free.
Yeah, that'd be like that. Like the undercard, like that. When you're paying for something like that, I expect a little more. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's like when you buy. It's like marketing a great CD. Like, oh, you're gonna get a classic album, and then I pay for it, and I'm bumping it in the whip, and it's like, you know, there's a little something to ride to, but. Man, I was expecting a fucking.
It's a Jadakiss Fab. It's a Jada Fab album, huh? It's just a Jadakiss Fab.
I'm like, bro.
God damn. Nah, hold on, wait. Nah, see, y'all gonna make this turn into a music podcast. Like, fucking stop it. Like, we really treating Jadakiss and Fab like that? Like, really? We comparing a turkey a la undercard to them niggas? Really? Are we really gonna go there?
Not me. I ain't gonna. You ain't gonna.
I mean, Pilot was kind of rude with it. Like, yeah, that's Jadakiss album right there, nigga. Like, Jadakiss albums be in the range of like 7, 8-ish. So I mean, this undercard was nowhere near a fucking 7, 8. This was like
nowhere
4, 5-ish.
Yeah, bro, like we doing a little too much with that. Like,
yeah, like damn, like this is more like that Dave East album we recorded. I mean, we reviewed that time when everybody gave it like a universal 6. Like that shit was like a 6-5 times. Like,
yeah, salute to Blazing Killer, High Ring Gang.
Salute.
Hey, what up, Killer? Salute. You know, I'm glad you stopped with us. So I think it's time we just get into the main event.
yeah,
So,
hell yeah. And Dice, get your comments ready. You
Yeah,
gonna have some shit to defend, bro.
Dice, Chris, you know what I'm saying? We're going to let y'all get your comments off in a minute. So, you know, this is the fight that we had all been waiting for years. It seemed like it was like a fight like we didn't think we were going to get, politics, all that. And it was like, yo, 175 division is the cracking division where we get all the fights that we want. But yet, the one fight we've wanted was Bivol and Beterbiev, and it was like pulling straws to fucking get this fucking fight. And it was forever and ever. And then we finally got it. Turkey came in, gave them the bag. Beterbiev got hurt. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, here we go. Meniscus. When the fight gets pushed back, it's just like, bro, like, are we ever going to get this fucking fight? Like, this shit was so snake-bitted. But finally, Beterbiev got back from his injury, came back, and this weekend was the fight. We finally got what we've been waiting for. And I got to say, whatever you think about the result, and we'll get into that, I enjoyed the fight. I thought it was a very good fight. Technical fight. Both guys put up boxing. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I like that technical boxing. So I don't give a fuck what people say. Oh, you know, technical, like, no. This, you know what I'm saying? They both did their thing. Beterbiev did his thing. Bivol did his thing. I thought Beterbiev started off a little slow. That's the only thing I don't like about Beterbiev. He's he starts off very slow at times. You're just like, bro, like, you can pick up a little bit more. But
that Buick engine take a while to start up, bro. Like, damn.
bro, that Buick engine been taking a while to start up damn near 10 years ago. Like,
you know what? I give him a pass this fight. Like, because I didn't really realize it until I think me and PJ was like 30 minutes in, and we was like, you know what? This nigga had knee surgery 5 months ago. Like,
meniscus. Yeah, and better be
like, do you know how hard it is to even train?
yeah.
No, but better be started
5 months. That's like, that's not a lot of time to recover from a knee surgery. I'm gonna be honest.
No. But Archer did start faster than usual. I feel like after round 3, he kind of put the pedal to the metal. Usually he starts 5 or 6.
No. Salute to Marquise, yo. Beterbiev is Bowser from Mario Kart. That's actually a great comparison.
Oh shit!
Oh my god! But because Bowser's a slow starter out the gate with that cart. But once he gets going, he gets going. And after round 3 is when Beterbiev now started finally picking up the pace. You know,
the end of the good, that exchange that was at the end of the first round let us know like Beterbiev wasn't just going to just fight behind this dude the whole time. Because remember, that's what everybody like woke up after that shit. Like, he landed like a 1-2 or something at the end of the first round. That was like, oh shit, like, damn, like, all right.
Yeah, definitely got Bivol's attention. And as it was funny because throughout the fight, both fighters had to adjust. It was a matter of adjusting. Like, okay, Bivol realized, okay, you know what I'm saying, now he's got his rhythm in, so now I got to change up mine. I can't just do the same lazy, like, 1-2 like I do to everybody else. Now he's got to up it a little more, let jab, like, he threw more punches and he got into a higher rhythm. So he turned up the pace, which is good to see from Bivol because one of my things has always been Bivol always just stays in first gear. I never see him get out of second gear, but I think that's because nobody can really bring it out him. I think now you see a guy like Beterbiev that brings it out him.
The last fight, the last person Bivol fought before Beterbiev brought it out of him. That was that one guy on the I forgot his name, but he went out and he was putting hands on Bivol early. Like, Bivol had to stop the dude. Come on, like,
yeah.
that was like really honestly, I think like Bivol needed that fight before this one, because before then, it's like at least we found we saw him go to another gear. Somebody's pressing him, because if he experienced that, it would have been like night and day if he had to do that for the first time in this fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely, you're right. It actually would have been worse if he didn't already. Yeah. So
like this motherfucker was like, damn, somebody's actually trying to kill me. Oh shit!
So, and then I started to notice around the sixth, seventh round where it was like, okay, so Bivol's okay, he's getting his 1-2 on, he's bringing up the pressure. Now Beterbiev is like, okay, so now I got to adjust to this. And he wasn't just going to stand in the center and just let Bivol pick him off. Now he's just, okay, I'm going to use he used his strength, started pushing Bivol back, trying to punch with him.
Almost walking him down.
Yes, he was walking him down. And he kept pushing him against the ropes. And Bivol was going up against the ropes. He's like, okay, now he's pop. But, like, that's the only thing I don't like. Like, but at first I was like, why does Bivol keep going up against the ropes every time? That's not the place you want to be.
He had no choice.
Then I realized, Beterbiev is leading him that way, and he's kind of not giving him a choice.
Yeah, because everyone's talking about the pendulum footwork on Bivol, and I didn't see that. I'm sorry, I didn't see that bounce.
Like you saw a lot of it early in the first 6 rounds.
But as the fight went on, I felt like that, and I didn't see combos by Bivol later. As the fight went on, the lesser and lesser I saw a 1-2-3. You know what I'm saying? As the fight went on, like he wasn't landing as much as the fight went on.
Yeah.
Because I felt like if he opened up, he probably would have got caught with some demonic shit in between, and that he might have got hurt. Hurt.
I mean, that did happen.
Yeah.
So there was one instance. I'll say that there was one instance. This is when I realized the dynamic and how the pendulum was swinging the other way. So in the 7th round, Bivol caught Beterbiev and buzzed him. Like you could tell he got hit with a hard 1-2. And so he got stepped back, and you could obviously see Beterbiev was affected by it. And it was one of those things where it was like, okay, now we got to see because we always wondering if Bivol could get to Beterbiev, if he could really hurt him, if he could put his shots together to hurt him. And now, okay, he's buzzed. So Bivol going to the second gear and trying to just press step on the gas and see if he could just hurt him even more, goes in and gets clipped. And it was like, he just immediately stepped back, and it was just like motherfucker almost got Anthony Joshua. Like,
yeah.
The Dubois Joshua.
But then he didn't throw no punches for like a good while too after that.
Yeah, it was
all he did was just survive.
Yeah, it was like a minute. A minute went by, and I don't think Bivol threw a single punch in a minute.
And you know how long a minute is in a boxing match to do nothing?
I feel like after that, the tides truly changed, because the second half of the fight, Beterbiev won most of those rounds. I mean, especially the last two. You could say the last three.
So
the last three.
Here was the thing, and I don't know what his coach told him or anything about how he should approach those final couple rounds, but for some inexplicable reason, I'm sure there's a reason for it. But Bivol took his foot off the gas. That was the time in those final rounds to make a statement and to assert himself, and he did it. He did it. It was just like, wait, what the fuck is going on? He was tired. He just, the punches, he wasn't throwing the punches. He went back into first gear. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
Because he couldn't, man.
And some people try to say, oh, I gave Bivol a 12. I don't know how you gave, unless you must have thought Bivol won. You must have been picked Bivol to win for you to think he won the 12th. Because he didn't win that 12th round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's hard to give him the last 3 rounds at all.
It's hard to give him the last 3. And
10th, 11th, 12th, like, nah, bro.
It's kind of, this fight in some degree is kind of like a Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya remix. Not completely, but I mean,
a better version. Because Oscar what we thought that fight should have been.
You give Oscar 7 rounds. I'm a Tito stan, but you can give Oscar 7 rounds. Early in that fight, but in this fight, it's similar in the sense where. Bivol might have been winning the first half of the fight, but you can't lose the last 2-3 championship rounds of the fight and think you're gonna fucking win.
And the crazy thing was, and you talk about the 12th round, and that 12th round, I think more noticeable than ever. I noticed Bivol, like Beterbiev was tired, like he was fatigued in that final round. He was still going forward, but I could tell he was kind of tired. And I was like, Bivol, this is the time for him. If there's ever a time to step on the gas, it's right now. And for some reason, like Beterbiev's coming in, his hands were kind of down. They weren't up like that. I'm like, yo, dude, like just throw shots right there. You could 1-2, throw a left hook. The shots are
he was too hurt and tired, bro. However much Beterbiev was tired at the end, Bivol was more tired and hurt. That's the difference. Like he couldn't. And the thing is, once Beterbiev lowers his hands, it almost kind of gets worse for you because that's when he's gonna start clubbing you and looking for hooks. When he's up here straight like this, then you expect more 1-2s. And so Bivol could battle him with 1-2s because he had like quicker hands. But the thing is too, and it's really a skill set issue. Both of these guys, and me and PJ mentioned this the other day, this is like one of the first times you'll see the Soviet style of boxing on the center stage on like the elite pound for pound, like going against each other. Like you'll never see anything like this before. Like usually amateur shit. So when you're looking at that Soviet style, they both got their hands up, Ivan Drago shit. Like neither guy, especially, and this is more on Bivol, like neither guy really moves their head. So when you don't move your head, it's harder to really counter punch and punch off of counters. Because if both guys are just standing up here like this, throwing 1-2s, you could only really block or parry. So that's another thing that hurts Bivol because a guy like Beterbiev, you got to be able to move your head because if you don't, blocking, he hits too hard for blocking to be your primary defense against him. And you can't counter that way.
And so before we get to the scores, that was one of the things that when people talk about, Beterbiev wasn't hitting him clean, yada yada. He was blocking most of those shots. And guess what? Even if Bivol was blocking most of those shots were still affecting him, even when blocked. He you could tell, the strength that Beterbiev had, he was still pushing him back. He was still uncomfortable, even when he wasn't getting hit flush. And at that point, it's like once you start losing ground, which Bivol was losing ground. When you start losing ground, you lose the round. Like, come on, man, you can't just act like, because he didn't hit him clean. It takes away from that. Like he still.
Bivol wasn't landing clean like that either, though.
Exactly.
A lot of his shit was clipping the damn cuffs and the gloves. In some of them combinations, they look pretty, but Bivol would throw a 3-4 punch combination, and only maybe one of them would land. Yeah, they just look good at the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like both of them didn't always land the cleanest, but it's just a matter of even if you don't land clean, you could still implement your game plan and it could still affect you.
Austin Trout showed us that, but the difference is Beterbiev doesn't have to land clean to affect you, where everyone else, they kind of have to land clean.
They were saying he was touching Bivol's guard paws all the time. I was like, no, he was fighting him around. He was hitting him, clipping him around the guard a lot. Like, he was. There was a reason why dude's eye. I'm not trying to say the eyes or the eyes, tell the story. But there's a reason why his eyes was fucked up and he had his hands in his pocket late in the fight. Those shots were maybe they weren't completely 100% clean, but they were landing. He felt them motherfuckers. He felt them shots. A lot of those shots.
Hell yeah. Like, to not see that is just crazy.
But it's like, the thing is, like, a guy like Beterbiev, is the guy that I would hate to have to deal with, like, with his punches, because even when he's not landing clean, you're still feeling everything. It's like, you could still feel that shock. Like, even if you block his punch with your arm, you're fucking feeling that shit in your arm, like the shockwave and shit.
That's the thing too. Bivol never really changed levels on Beterbiev either. Like, it's not like he ever went to the body. Like Bivol, like Beterbiev is there to get hit to the body, but neither one tried to go for it. At least Beterbiev did later on.
Honestly, that was actually something that I was a little disappointed in with Beterbiev, because Bivol actually left his body. His body was wide open for the taking.
His guard was. His high guard was.
There were times where I'm noticing early, like Bivol's just leaving his body wide open. Like
he had full high guard up. He had the
Beterbiev just throw
high guard.
Throw a left hook to the side, or just straight right down there. Like he's right there.
Beterbiev did land some body shot. I mean, yeah, I agree with you.
Out of the two, Beterbiev landed more, but it was in the second half mostly.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Beterbiev started the body work late. If he would have started it earlier, it would have been like he would have slowed Bivol down even quicker.
But then that's the thing too, and I get what you're saying. It almost feels like maybe he wanted to, but he really couldn't in the first half. Like it almost seems like he had to burn out Bivol a little bit more to where like the offense kind of died a little bit before he could really start tagging the body. Because that's the thing, like if you go low sometimes and you're dealing with a guy with quick hands, especially Bivol in and out, he throws quick combinations. I know it can be kind of hard to get to the body, but so I get it. And then if your knee ain't 100% to torque your body and twist and get that angle to land body shots, that could be a little troublesome. So I get it.
No,
but damn.
I get it. But like the way I was looking at it, I'm not in the ring, but I was looking at it like, bro, like it almost felt disrespectful. Like Bivol was kind of just daring him to go to the body. Like you don't leave your
on both sides though, because Bivol at least had the quicker hands. He could have went to the body too. Like, and you got to remember in the matchup, more people will always be in awe of Bivol's skills when they're honestly kind of equal in skill. It's just for some reason people diminish the skill in punchers than they do boxers.
I mean, yeah, you could say that again. But
you see what all the robbery cries.
Yeah, and we'll get into that now. So at the end, it was a hard fought fight. It was I was happy with the fight regardless. So now we're waiting for the scores. Saying I'll see what it is. I'm thinking, okay, well maybe they give it a draw because I'm expecting one card to maybe be a draw with the way things were playing out. And the first card that was read was a draw. I'm like, okay, here we go. Yeah. Then they read 115, 113. And they read 116, 112. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I heard the 116, 112, I thought they were going to give it to Bivol. And then when they said Beterbiev, I was like, oh, shit.
That nigga no boxed it. Like,
yo.
Who do you thought won, P? Who do you think won the fight?
I scored I scored the fight 115, 113 for Beterbiev. That was how I had it scored. It was a nip and tuck fight. Back and forth throughout the first half, and then I had given Beterbiev the last 3 rounds because Bivol didn't do shit those last 3 rounds. 10 through 12, he didn't do nothing. So there was no way you could give him any of those rounds. I'm sorry, he tailed off at that point.
Yeah. So I always look away, especially big fights when the scorecards get read. I always kind of look away for us. It kind of like I get a little anxiety. I'm like, who won this shit? At
the end of the 9th round, at the end of 9, I had it 5-4 Bivol. So Bivol was in the driver's seat. In my eyes.
That's what niggas don't understand. Like the fight was still up in the air by the time you got to the 10th round. Like those last 3 rounds was super important. Like none of y'all niggas is boxing on some clearly outbox you type of shit where y'all winning the first 8-9 rounds clearly, where there's no excuse where it's like, yeah, he definitely Bivol ain't do that, so he still needed them last 3.
Yeah, no, definitely. Chris Brand, I still can't believe that a clearly post-prime knee surgery Beterbiev was able to solve Bivol puzzle, even if only by majority decision. History shed he should have ended up like Sergio Martinez. Well, I mean, that's an interesting way to put it, like Sergio. But I don't think it was that bad. Like
it wasn't that bad. The difference with that is Sergio Martinez, they downplayed that knee injury, remember? And Sergio Martinez wasn't even sparring.
You're talking about the Cotto fight? No, the Cotto
fight. Yeah, the Cotto fight. And remember,
he wasn't doing any road work. He wasn't doing none of that.
None of that. We've seen Beterbiev train up to this fight. Matter of fact, Beterbiev beat the shit out of Caleb Smith the beginning of the year.
I mean, yeah, this nigga was
Like,
doing some fucking.
Martinez ain't do nothing like that. Remember, Martinez was losing and looking bad.
Those wrist push-ups that nigga was doing. Like, what the fuck? This nigga. Do you see
bro? That bro trains like the fucking universal soldier. Then he gets hurt all the time. So
I see. It works for him though, but he only got 20 fights though.
Yeah. Beterbiev stops Bivol in a rematch. You know what? That wouldn't surprise me. So I would like to see them run it back. It was a good fight, and enough people seem to have an issue with it, and the computers were puking enough to where, you know what, Bivol's crying, and his team is crying, injustice, or if they want a rematch. I'm cool with a rematch.
They're going to protest the 8-4. Supposedly they're going to protest the 8-4. Nothing, quote unquote, protest the 8-4. No, they're going to do shit.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, your dude lost. Like, teach your man how to squabble in them championship rounds. Like,
I don't think either of them won 8 rounds to me. To me, the way I looked at it was, I thought it was either going to be 7-5 Beterbiev, 7-5 Bivol,
or a draw.
That was how I didn't see.
And the funny thing, you say that, if we would have got 7-5 for Bivol, I would have felt like that was a robbery.
Really?
You would have been one of the rare ones.
Well, you motherfucker, you know me, nigga.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Look, it's like I said. Look, if you go in the first 10 rounds, if we split the first 5 rounds, we just look at the first 5 rounds. You could literally say the first 5 rounds is maybe 3-2 Bivol, maybe 4-1 if you want. Then after when you get to the 6th round on, it's like there's like 3 clear rounds. Then you got a few swing rounds. So it's like I just feel like it's harder to find 7 clear rounds for Bivol than you can for Beterbiev. That's why I feel like it would be a robbery if Bivol won. A draw would have been okay, but I think the right guy won with the scorecards on this. Like, the draw is like if you give Bivol the benefit of the doubt on 1 extra round, I could see that. But 7 is hard to fucking do. Like, you gotta have this nigga winning like the first 5 or some shit.
Nah, I saw some crazy. There's some
the reason why I say that is because the way I scored it. So here's how I scored it. I'm just putting it out there. I gave the first 2 rounds to Bivol. The 3rd round was a swing round. I thought Beterbiev won it though. I gave Beterbiev rounds 3, 4, and 5. I gave Bivol rounds 6 and 7. I gave Beterbiev the 8th, Bivol the 9th, and then 10 through 12 I gave it to Beterbiev. I thought the 3rd and the 7th were swing rounds. Like, they could have went either way. But if I would have given those rounds, if I would have given Bivol the 3rd round, it's a draw. And I think there was another one where
the 7th round is more of a Beterbiev round than a Bivol. That's one of the rounds where he hurt Bivol, and Bivol ain't do shit for like half the round.
Yeah, no, but I thought he did enough in the first half to where, and then when he buzzed him, where I'm like, you know what, I'll give Bivol that round, but I could have easily given Beterbiev that.
You see, okay, and that's the thing. Like, you have enough of those rounds, you might end up with 8 rounds for Beterbiev.
Yeah. So,
but it's harder to do that for you. See, you gotta have like 2 and 3 swing rounds to give it to Bivol. Where Beterbiev, it's like, he hurt him more. I give him this one. That's one.
Hey, if you're here, Dice, I would love to know why you think they robbed Bivol. By the way, Dice, I'm waiting if you're there.
Yeah. Come on back, bro. Like,
I do not see a robbery at all in this fight.
Not when you lose the last 3 rounds fucking clearly. That's too clear.
You can't.
Yeah, I don't know what it is and these. I don't know what it is with these damn Russians and just giving up rounds at the end of the fight. Like, oh, we give up the 12th round. Okay, Bivolchenko. Like, you just want to.
He did his little winky right routine.
Yeah, bro. And I'm a winky right fan, so I hate to fucking say that, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like,
they got lit up with that shit. Like, bro,
there was no way to, like, the other way to say it. He let it slip through his hands. He had the fight in his hands, and if he didn't want to throw punches, That's on him. I ain't gonna get mad. I ain't gonna say, well, he should have won the fight anyway. Some people were like, well, what if he was just trying to, he thought he had it in the bag and he's just chilling. Like, first of all, why the fuck?
Ain't no fucking way he could have thought he had that in the bag.
That's why this fight strikes me as a remix of Oscar Tito, because it's similar where people say it's a robbery when the championship. Well, I thought Oscar was winning.
Hold on. But no, I can't even say that because I could see why somebody would think that Oscar was in control in that fight. This fight was clearly not a Bivol.
Not a Bivol, yeah.
This fight was too competitive to be Oscar Tito because, like I said before, like you could literally pick out 7 rounds that Oscar won. Yeah. Clearly. But you can't. It's hard to do that with Bivol. You get to like 5, then you get to 6, then it's like
because. Well, in this fight, there was a good 3-4, like a legitimate 3 swing rounds, like 3 true swing rounds, and it was earlier in the fight.
Now you can't be having that many goddamn swing rounds in a boxing. If you have, you get about maybe 2 rounds max to be swing rounds. When you start getting the damn 3-4 round swing rounds, it's like, look, nigga, like get your scoring preference under control.
And I think Turkey, and maybe it's the boxing overall, they are rewarding, it feels like, more so rewarding effective aggression or coming forward or trying to fight than the quote unquote sweet scientist back foot jab try to stay.
Because these niggas ain't. No, hold on. We let the back foot boxing extraordinaire explain that first. And I'm gonna jump on.
No, what I'm saying is like I get that, but and I'm the guy that's like the quote unquote back foot boxing guy of this cast. But what I'm saying is, how can you say it wasn't effective when Bivol was clearly getting backed up, clearly uncomfortable? He wasn't able to implement his game plan because Bivol is backing him up. Beterbiev is backing up into the ropes, hurting him, making him uncomfortable. Yeah, he would shot a 1-2 out, but it was clear he was trying to fight Beterbiev off him. Beterbiev at some points looked like he didn't have no respect for anything Bivol was throwing back at him. So how can you say that it wasn't effective?
Facts.
Like,
remember, I asked y'all real quick yesterday. Last week in the cast, I was like, "Do y'all think Bivol had the power to keep Beterbiev off of him?"
At times, it didn't look like it.
It looked like it.
I mean, he did buzz Beterbiev a couple times. He had the power, but the thing is, it's how you apply it. Like, power just isn't some end all be all of a situation. It's how you apply it, and there's certain things Bivol could have done better to apply it. But like, first of all, the whole back foot boxing thing is, look, like, well, Beterbiev threw like 1,000 punches or some shit.
Like good 800 punches.
800, like I could have sworn I seen 1,000 somewhere. Like, but he definitely threw a lot of fucking punches. If somebody's out throwing you and landing at the same percentage as you, and you're giving up ground, there's you can make a case that they're winning. Because that's the thing, because you got to look at activity. If you're really outboxing them, you shouldn't even be getting hit. See, the difference is with Floyd outboxed guys on the back foot, he was getting hit maybe 1 out of every 4 punches type shit. He wasn't getting hit like that. He was really controlling the round and winning the rounds. A lot of these guys, they getting hit with 2 and 3 punches while on the back foot and not outlanding the dude they outboxing. It's like a struggle. So come on.
So I'm looking at it because I just read it. I'm looking it up. The punch stats say that Beterbiev total punches. Beterbiev says threw 682 punches, and Bivol threw 423 punches. So that's what it says.
Well, how many did Beterbiev land?
Beterbiev landed 137 and Bivol landed 142. I don't know if I believe those punch stats. It felt like they threw more than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It felt like you said the first time, like we was around the 800 number. Like, Bivol threw more than fucking 400 punches.
Yeah, it felt more like it felt more like maybe 600 punches for him. Like, yeah, and maybe even more than that. Like, it felt like it was more than that. So I don't even know if I buy those punches. Yeah,
I don't buy those at all. But at the end of the day, like, if somebody's look, like you have to outland the person that's coming forward if you're gonna play back foot boxing, outside boxing. If you can't do that, then you're not really outboxing them. And it's hard to give you the round if a guy is throwing 100 punches, you're throwing 60 and landing 30, but he's landing 32. Like the numbers, you're gonna have a fucking Roman Gonzalez, Carlos Quadras fight, where it could truly go either way.
That's a good comparison.
That's a better comparison than Oscar Tito.
Yeah, I never got Oscar Tito vibes from this fight. So
because one guy has to clearly be dominant, or show that they won the majority of the rounds, and this wasn't a fight to do that with. Like Bivol wasn't hands free. That nigga was getting clipped and shit.
No, he definitely was.
Bivol had about 400 punches thrown by the time the 6th round came.
Hold up. I want to see the poll, the Twitter poll. We did the Twitter poll. Who you think won the fight? Pilot, do you have it? Hold up. Because a lot. Oh, here we go. We did the Twitter poll right afterwards. It was who won the light heavyweight undisputed title fight, Bivol or Beterbiev? And we got 89 votes. Still up. You can still vote. 89 votes, and 56% said that they thought Bivol won, and 44% said they thought Beterbiev won. So a lot of people thought Bivol won. So I mean, I'm not mad. Listen,
a lot of people can't score fucking fights, bro. Let's just say what it is.
I'm not mad if you thought Bivol won. It is what it is. But this whole robbery thing, y'all got to stop that. This is clearly nowhere near a robbery.
Yeah. The same thing with the Lomachenko-Haney. Even though I had Lomachenko winning, and I know quite a few people who did, I didn't feel like that was a robbery. It was really to me, that was more of a could go either way type of fight than Beterbiev Bivol. I felt like Beterbiev was the real true winner, where Lomachenko-Haney, if you prefer the combinations of Lomachenko, you prefer that over Haney's power punch into the body, then yeah, it's really almost a preference thing, because that fight was highly contested. But Bivol, nah. When that fight ended, there was one guy I clearly saw that got his ass with the loss. Where Haney Lomachenko was about the same. So yeah, y'all gotta chill with that shit. Every fucking close fight ain't a goddamn robbery. Y'all gotta look at what's effective and not what y'all like. I think that's the disconnect in scoring these fights.
I mean, there's always a bias, unfortunately, but y'all, even if you have a bias towards a certain style, you got to put that shit to the side for a moment. And it's sometimes that style isn't working all that you think it is, but you just like it so much, so you want it to be effective and want it. Well, he was doing this style, so he won the fight. I was like, no, it doesn't work like that. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't imagine it to be effective. You have to see it being effective. And yes, Bivol was effective for some rounds and for some spurts, but you clearly say he was effective for every round in the majority of the fight?
Nope.
No, because if you're it's hard, bro, to be to your style to be truly effective if you're getting swept 3 rounds in a row. Remember, 10, 11, 12 were the only rounds where one person won them all.
Let me play devil's advocate, because I've heard even people that thought Beterbiev won. You could arguably say the first 3 rounds. I thought Beterbiev won the third, but you could say the first 1, 2, 3, Bivol won. You could argue
that's fine.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's the thing. No one's arguing he won the majority of the first half. If you take the first 6 rounds, You're either gonna say Bivol won 4-2,
4-2, yeah.
5-1, or it could be 3-3.
I say it's 4-2. Yeah, 4-2 sounds about fair. Three. If you had 3-3, okay. It's probably 4-2 for Bivol.
But yeah, probably 4-2. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But if you one of these niggas who had it like 6-zip, 5-1, then yeah, motherfucker, you're gonna damn have problems with who better be winning.
And you're probably a fan of Bivol or expected Bivol to win anyway. To be honest,
And I think all of us picked better because I picked 12th round KO. Then y'all picked late KOs.
I picked 9 or 10 KO. Yeah.
I think I picked 11.
Nobody picked Bivol here, huh? Nobody really picked Bivol here.
No. Actually, no. One person did pick Bivol. Rome picked Bivol.
Yeah, a year ago, I kind of leaned Bivol a year ago, but just like, just not. Yeah.
No, I was always the opposite.
Yeah, I know. He was always very adamant on that.
I always favored Beterbiev. The only time I almost wavered on it was after the meniscus injury. I was like,
that played a role.
And then once I got to the fight, and I seen him because I'd seen some of the training videos he had put out there. I'm like, you know what? I feel comfortable enough to still think that he could still pull this out. So yeah. So and he won by decision.
They know no one gonna really be beating this nigga like that because all these dudes who are good enough to fight Beterbiev, they all have the same similar approach. So it's like no one does something. No one does anything too much different to really throw his game off. Everybody keeps a high guard up. Everybody blocks. No one's really moving their head. There's no Chad Dawson or past
that. People say Canelo has a great best chance. No, I'm sorry. I know he's old, but I think Beterbiev will be the guy to stop Canelo. I feel like. I mean, come on, be real.
I'm not entertaining that silly talk.
And I can't really. I'm gonna say I can't even right now entertain either David unless one of the
Beterbiev will pummel Canelo. Seriously. That would be a beating.
If you're afraid of David Benavidez, then you damn sure don't want no Artur Beterbiev. Like, no.
And I wouldn't favor either David unless Benavidez Morel. If that fight does, if the fight does happen, I think if one of them win by KO emphatically, having a best performance, then I give him a chance, a good chance. But I don't know.
Hold on. Let me put that because we did another Twitter poll, and it was what should Artur Beterbiev's next fight be? A rematch with Bivol, Benavidez Morel winner, or move up to fight Opataya? We got 33 votes so far, and 73% said they want a rematch with Bivol, 15% said they want the Benavidez Morel winner, and 12% said move up to fight Opataya, which Beterbiev has already said, talking about moving up to cruiserweight. So if he moves up to cruiserweight, that's a hell of a fight. Beterbiev has some options. So
man, Opataya might beat his ass. I don't know. Like
very well might beat his ass.
The jump from 175 to a cruiser is the biggest in boxing. Really, it really is 15 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 15 plus. That's clearly the biggest leap in boxing. A lightweight, light heavyweight.
Yeah, but it's done more. It's more naturalized. Like most of the guys around that weight can be already are kind of the same size. Like, but I feel like 160 to 168 is a bigger.
But some of the cruiserweights, like I'll put this on the smaller side, but some cruiserweights, there's a section of cruiserweights, that can clearly fight a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? There's a section of cruiserweights that obviously are 5'11", 6 feet. You're not gonna be able to go to heavy. You can't go to heavy. You know what I mean? But there's some 6'2", 6. I think Opataya is like 6'2"-ish.
I know, like I'm just like, wait, what? This nigga just started making up rules.
In this day and age, you don't see any 6 foot. You see some
pilot. It's called a weight class, not a height class. What are we doing?
But I'm saying, especially at cruiserweight, most of the cruisers that move up to heavyweight are usually 6'3" and above. I'm just saying that's like if you look at the ones that have had success from cruiser to heavyweight, Usyk, man. I'm just saying certain guys have to have a certain height, because Beterbiev's like 5'11". You know what I'm saying? Beterbiev's 5'11".
That's about tall enough. I mean, it's a skill thing, bro.
Tyson was 5'10".
It's more of a skill thing.
Tyson's an enigma. Tyson, you can't come on. Don't put Tyson. Tyson's an enigma. He's dumb. He's like, I'm just saying, in a certain like a light heavyweight builds like a 5'11" guy that can, a 5'11". I'm just saying, and come to cruiserweight, there's some 5'11" guys.
But they guys already got. But what you missed, like Pat's, like King P said, like my bad, like King P said, it's a weight class, not a height class. The people at 175 are already walking around at like in the 190s and shit. Whereas that's what I'm saying. It's a bigger look. How many niggas who been nice at 160 been nice at 168 like that?
How tall did you say Beterbiev is?
He's like 6. Maybe he's 6 foot. Maybe he's 5'11", 6 foot.
Because you know who was 5'11"? Dennis Lebedev, and he was just fine at cruiserweight. So
yeah, fair. Okay. No. There's some 5'11s. Yeah, okay. Maybe, but I'm saying there's some 5'11s that are big for the weight at cruiserweight. But I'm saying some guys at cruiserweight are big enough to fight at heavyweight. That's all I'm trying to say. And Opetaia's got like 6'2", where I got my question for you. So
I feel like be better off going against the guys in light heavyweight. Opetaia, because this is the thing. What's going to happen? He goes against bigger people, or people a little naturally bigger. If they have a whole different type of skill set and they can do things that he's not used to, they could beat him. Opetaia definitely, to me, that might be a 50-50 type fight. Might lean toward Opetaia on that one.
That's just one of those, a fight with Opetaia. The thing is, it's not that it's not winnable, because it is. But that's a grueling, hard.
That's such a hard. That's such a hard fight. That's a fight that you're 40 years old. I don't know how much more of these grueling fights you can take. Yeah, I can see
Opetaia got more power than Bivol. He can move around. He's gonna throw a different type of. He's gonna throw a better variety of punches than Bivol, who's just gonna 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 you to death with the occasional hook. All these people, Benavidez, Bivol, all these niggas got the same approach as Beterbiev. Beterbiev is just the highest caliber of that. When you get into Opetaia, it's a different type of style.
I do wonder, the only thing I wonder, maybe this is just pie in the sky, but maybe a low possibility. I do remember Usyk saying he would entertain going down to cruiserweight. And I'm like, why would he go back down to cruiserweight? You stay a heavyweight. You already did everything you need to do at cruiserweight. But then I'm like, if Beterbiev comes up to cruiserweight and Usyk goes down, I would like to see that fight. I would be cool with that. Or Opetaia, so.
You know what? I don't want another Chris Bird situation. So or a Chad Dawson situation. So if somebody comes back, if Usyk comes down, he has to fight somebody else first to see he could be capable at that weight class.
I mean, I don't know if this is.
I don't know. I don't trust these niggas.
I don't know if this is a Chris Bird situation. Simply because Chris Bird was really a fucking middleweight. Started out at middleweight.
He was already accustomed to heavyweight too much, and to drain himself, he lost muscle mass and all that shit. You gotta look at the Chris Bird that fought Andrew Galata. That's probably the most jacked, ripped, swole Chris Bird you'll ever get. And then imagine this guy going down, losing all of that to fight fucking Sean George.
Yeah, true.
And even Usyk wasn't looking as ripped as Bird, and Usyk is naturally bigger than Bird, and he wasn't looking ripped like that because he has a solid weight. Usyk lose 20 pounds. I don't know if he could do that.
But Usyk hasn't Usyk didn't really gain that much muscle mass. I mean, he's big, but
he didn't. I think he has mass, but the thing is, because he doesn't look. I guess what I'm trying to say is Usyk looks like he's solid. It ain't he don't look like the type of guy where you could just be like, hey, look, just cut down some calories and run a few miles more extra, and you'll drop. He looks like the type that's fucking. He don't look like you know how Wilder looks like a guy who could he could drop 20 pounds, 15, bring it on. Usyk look like he's really solid with that weight.
Usyk is far from stringy. So I get why you would say that.
Yeah, so I don't really kind of trust that situation. If Usyk came down and and beat Opataya, and then said, "Hey, look, Beterbiev, come on up." Then okay, yeah, we talking, yeah.
I talked about Usyk. Did y'all talk about that? How he fought in the amateurs a few times?
Yeah, I see now.
He got him dropped. I think supposedly Beterbiev dropped him a couple times. Usyk in the amateurs.
Yeah.
So,
Beterbiev seemed like he kind of figured Usyk out.
So it'd be a good fight. Like I said, Usyk. Beterbiev has options. With the Bivol rematch, and then Benavidez and Morel winner.
He could retire. He could retire. I mean,
I still think he has a couple more fights left in him. But
yeah, because remember the whole retirement shit. Like, bro, if you weren't going to retire before this fight and you fought this nigga with 5 months off of knee surgery, then yeah, bro, you're not going to retire right now. Like, Beterbiev has, I would feel like maybe 3 more fights.
It's not much. It's not much tread on the tires.
Is it good? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. My fault. But I'm saying it's not much tread on the tires because it feels like, he had a later career. You know what I'm saying? He started like at 29, 30. You know what I mean? So it's like he, I know he's old. He's about 40 years old and shit. But he's got less, wear and tear as a regular. Like his 40.
His wear and tear is from training though. That's the difference.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like an average 40-year-old in 175 is retired by now, you know what I'm saying? It's just like he's
but he's blazing killer. Yeah, three fight max 3 more times. Like I don't. We're not gonna, because remember, like Beterbiev somebody we're used to seeing fight once a fucking year.
Yeah,
did y'all vote for?
He fought twice this year.
The fact that he fought twice this year. I feel like, whoa, what?
That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. Did y'all vote for?
Nigga, that's like putting Keith Thurman and Turbo Fist on a double header, bro. Like, I'm gonna just be like, yo, King P, or like, what are we doing here? Like, what is this?
Did the both y'all vote for the rematch?
Yeah, I voted for the rematch. I would like to see the rematch again.
Let me see who I voted for Morel Benavidez winner. Because I don't need to see Beterbiev stop Bivol.
I would like that. So,
but I don't mind the rematch. There's some people saying, "Oh, the fight wasn't exciting like that. It was good," but I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like this is a high level boxing match where niggas weren't just fainting and looking at each other. They was really throwing hands. So this is the best type of boxing match you can get.
Usyk Fury. Usyk Fury had that moment. It was missing that moment that certain fights don't have or don't. But it was still a high level technical boxing. Triple G Canelo 1 almost. I'm not saying there's that, but I'm saying it's in a similar fashion. It's just two.
It might be better than Triple G Canelo 1.
Yeah, it's two the highest level. Somewhat relatively in their prime. Triple G's a little, Beterbiev a little, but still, a great fucking fight. Like a really good fight.
Yeah. Niggas tripping. I'm hearing all types of bullshit on Twitter. I think even the Bella was like, "Nah, I don't need a rematch."
So how would y'all if y'all had to give a grade for this fight, what grade would y'all give it? In terms of letters.
Like 110 or A, B?
A to F. How would you or you could do one. You could do numbers or letters. Whatever suits you best.
This might be a A minus.
A minus.
Because it's almost a fight of the year, but it's missing certain criteria. But it's not a fight of the year because like shit. I think what's his name? The nigga that's on here yesterday. Pilot was bringing up different fights and shit and had me thinking. And when me and PJ was talking, we was like, yeah, this definitely not a fight of the year. But it needed a knockdown. It needed some type of moment or fuckery or something to kind of transcend it to that next level. Like shit like the Mayor, Ryan, and Ford and that other guy, like those shits were fight of the year. Like it was enough.
Komatar.
Yeah, Ford Otebeck.
Very solid, high A, blazing killer.
Even Clark Wardley.
Okay, let me ask you this: which was the better fight, Beterbiev Bivol or Fury Usyk?
Fury Usyk.
I agree.
Just because of that moment, because remember, there was a moment in the fight where both guys looked like they was going to be done.
Yeah.
And we never got that from Beterbiev Bivol. Like, it was too... Like, even though Bivol was running and trying to survive...
It was too, yeah.
he never just took a knee. He never just was like, you know what, fuck that. He tried to stay upright, and you know what I mean. So
he never got hurt. And we can tell, you know, as a hardcore fan, we can tell when he kind of got hurt, but he never got hurt like the way Fury got hurt, hitting 3-4 ropes, stumbling. You know,
yeah, because he was going around the whole ring, and even then, remember, like Fury was hurting Usyk to the body, where Usyk was looking like, damn, like if Fury would stop playing with him, look like he could just push the action and get Usyk.
Remember, those are second and 6th, 7th rounds.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So, he was up. Damn, you know, I mean, you didn't talk me into, like, I'm hyped for the rematch for that now.
Yeah, no. Listen, I'm ready for that rematch too. So I'm much more rather see that rematch than this rematch. So
yeah, although I wouldn't mind this one, but it could warrant it. Yeah, Laser Killer, like very solid high A-. Yeah, I feel you. Like it's just missing something from that A+ fight of the year. But yeah, definitely a good fight for boxing. We deserved it after fucking 6-7 years of waiting. I think this is one of the rare fights that we've talked about on the podcast since we've had the podcast, actually. Like, it's so yeah. So to see a fight like this finally happening, it's dope for boxing. So